Round 3 of the Triton Showers National Rally Championship comes into the heart of Monaghan, where the Moffat brothers have reigned supreme here since 2013. But with a calibre entry lining out and with a number of the crews yet to make their mark on the overall championship leaderboard, there's a calm concentration in the air here, as mistakes at this stage in the championship will be costly.
With new headquarters at the Four Seasons Hotel and a packed entry list bolstered by challengers from the Sligo Palace Border Rally Championship, competition will be intense across the Monaghan countryside.
Josh, you've won here 2 years in a row. Could this be the 3 in a row for you?
Hopefully, but it's definitely going to be tight. We're in the R5 car this year, and against the world cars it's going to be very difficult in those stages, but look, we're ready to give it our all and see what happens.
There's going to be a hard battle this weekend. They're great stages and there's a lot of people biting to try and get that as well, so we're just going to have to try and keep the foot in.
Sometimes it's about keeping the foot off, as Declan and Brian Boyle can attest to after their crash at the last round in Longford.
Brian, your thoughts on these stages?
Very good stages. The morning's good here at the minute, so hopefully that'll keep going. There's two 14-kilometre stages to start with, and then a 9-kilometre, so they're technical, they're challenging, and very fast. Stage 2 is very fast, so it'll be interesting to see how it'll go.
The stiffest competition all year. You know, there's so many guys capable of winning this rally, so look, we'll see. We're going to do our best.
Well, as the top cars roll out here, all the drivers are in agreement. It's the toughest competition so far in this season.
Clerk of the course, Thomas Traynor and his team at the Monaghan Motor Club have laid on 3 loops of 3 stages located southwest of Monaghan town. The stages themselves were a mix of tight, technical terrain and fast, jumpy straights, which would test man and machine in equal measure. Although Josh Moffat was seated first, it was decided that the bulk of the World Rally cars would go first, so Sam Moffat at number 2 was first to tackle his local stages. The former Young Rally Driver of the Year was fastest on the opening 14.9-kilometre test and set 2 more fastest times to hold a 21.5-second lead, with Carl Atkinson navigating in the Fiesta WRC. After a relatively slow start in the Focus WRC, which he put down to a poor tyre choice, Donna Kelly climbed from 3rd after stage 1 to 2nd after stage 2. The 2015 National and Tarmac champion had no answer to the pace of Moffat in front, however. 2013 and 14 National and Tarmac champion Declan Boyle had been 2nd after stage 1, but the now familiar power issue in his Fiesta WRC continued to frustrate the Donegal driver, who slipped to 3rd by the end of the loop.
3 left absolute to the dip, 80 down to 6 right in the dip, 6 right here, 6 right. 80 up the hill, the crest stopped dead where she came, on the crest. 3 wheels. 1 left absolute 40, down to 1 left over big jump, only 60 square left. Oh. Alright? Yeah. 2 left, 150.
Declan, are the stages suiting you?
Yeah, the stages are suiting us, great stages, nothing wrong with them. It's just this car and the power is just... I'm sick of it all year. You know, we're out there fighting hard, and especially stage 1 there and stage 3, we really attacked it. And to come in, you know, between 5 and 8 seconds on the 2 stages.
Something wrong with the setup, obviously?
No, it's not the setup, it's the power, just the straight line. We have nothing in the straight line, no get up and go. And it's been like it a while now, and they can't see.
Frustrating.
It is, it's disappointing.
A clearly disgruntled Declan Boyle not happy with the morning so far. Things could have been worse though, as Josh Moffat found out. The current Young Rally Driver of the Year was 4th quickest on the opener, but on stage 2 he slid wide on a corner and crashed his R5 Fiesta out of the rally. Thankfully he and navigator Stephen Thornton were unhurt. Fellow Monaghan crew Stephen Wright and Arthur Kearns took up the lead in the R5 class and finished the opening loop in 4th place overall. Niall Maguire has won his home rally a total of 7 times between 1998 and 2010. He and navigator Enda Sherry were 5th overall and clearly enjoying their local stages in the Subaru Impreza WRC.
60, middle over flat press, short hitty down, turn square left. Go on, push over. One left, 160. Flat crest, 200. 240 up the hill. Line for flat left over crest. 200. At the end, 2 left over crest. Watch this one now. 100, watch it. Chicane right hand drive.
Not so happy were defending national champions Roy White and James O'Brien in 6th. Tipperary man Roy felt he wasn't committed enough and was making too many mistakes in his Fiesta WRC. Championship sponsor Kevin Barrett was back in his Triton Subaru S14 after a break from rallying, and things weren't going as well as he would have liked.
Kevin, are the stages of Monaghan suiting you?
Oh, certainly not the first 2. We were on the wrong tyre for that totally. It was just far too hard. Mind you, worked okay in that one, but yeah, look, but a long way to go.
The Monaghan stages were proving a tough test for many, and on the first stage, Brendan Comiskey hit a chicane and damaged the steering rack of a Skoda R5 and retired. Gary McPhillips lost time on the opening stage with a gearbox issue in his Escort and broke a half shaft on the second test. He rejoined under Rally 2. Brian Brogan didn't even get to start stage 1 as the Donegal man was sidelined with gearbox problems in his Mark II. Quickest of the 2-wheel drive machines was the Escort of Gary Kiernan. It was an excellent drive by the Cavan man to hold 7th overall, but there was a heart-stopping moment on stage 3.
Hold 3 right in the 2 right. 350. Go chicane right in 3 4 wheels. That's your 300. That's your 200. That's your 1 now.
You look a bit shook.
Yeah, we're here, lucky, very lucky.
What happened?
Just, I didn't have my notes marked right. I just thought it was a straight, but then there was a huge jump in the middle of it at about 130 mile an hour, so it's enough, hairy enough.
After a 7-month break from rallying, fellow Cavan man Jonathan Pringle was closest to Kiernan across the morning stages in the 2-wheel drive battle, but the margin after the opening loop was 18 seconds. Just 0.8 of a second behind Pringle in 9th overall was Damien Toner, who had been 2nd in class before Pringle overtook him on stage 3. A further 5 seconds adrift in 10th overall was the Escort of Damien Gallagher. As usual, the packed 2.5 litre Class 14 battle would be a hard-fought one across the rolling drumlins of Monaghan. 5th in class, Adrian Hetherington felt he chose too hard a tyre compound for the opening loop, and he was 8 seconds further back in 11th overall. After campaigning for over a decade in a Toyota Corolla, Raymond Condon was getting used to a Mark II Escort, and he held 6th in class and 12th overall on his home rally.
Middle over small crest, push okay, 150. Right over small crest into chicane, watch it. Chicane, 3 bales. And turn 4 left into turn square left, don't cut. Turn 4 square left, don't cut. Watch the bad bumps now.
In the Group N category, David Guest survived an altercation with a chicane bale to lead the class and hold 13th overall in his Mitsubishi Evo 9. Less than a second behind in 14th was a similar machine of Shane Maguire. There were battles raging throughout the classes in Monaghan. Not quite on the pace of the front 2 in Group N, Dubliners Neil and Ger Tohill were a distant 3rd in class.
And 1 right is absolute and 60. Long 2 right over mud, long 2 right over mud, only 60 short 4 left here. And 60 to chicane, right entry.
Even further back in 4th was the Subaru Impreza of Paul Barrett, who was admittedly low on confidence after a recent off at the circuit of Kerry. Running for the first 6 stages in Monaghan was the junior competition, and leading the category after 2 rounds was Michael Boyle, son of Declan.
Michael, you're leading the juniors, but it's all to play for today.
Yeah, another day of it. Now we just see how it goes and, try and collect as many points as we can.
Many changes made to the car?
We changed the gear in there, so now we have 10 mile an hour more top end, so it should make a difference.
Michael would hope to emulate some of his father's success, but for now he held 4th in the junior class, with navigator Dermot McCafferty calling the notes in the Honda Civic. Meath crew Brian Brady and Leonard Chute were 3rd in class in their later spec Civic. Junior winners from the last round in Longford, Johnny Traynor and Adrian Foley, were 2nd so far, 10 seconds behind class leaders Jason Black and Jack McKenna in the Toyota Starlet. So after 3 stages, it's Sam Moffat who holds a 21.5 second lead at the top of the leaderboard. Join us after the break for more action from the Four Seasons Hotel Monaghan Stages Rally. Welcome back to Monaghan for part 2 of the Four Seasons Hotel Monaghan Stages Rally, where the peaceful countryside and pastoral pace of life took a brief pause as the high-tech, high-spec rally cars of the Triton Showers National Rally Championship geared up for their 2nd run through the loop of 3 stages. Rally leader Sam Moffat pushed hard again on the opener to extend his lead to 28 seconds, and then perhaps with the championship and a home win in mind, he backed off slightly on the next 2 to lead by 24 seconds with 3 stages to go. 3rd quickest on stage 4, Donna Kelly upped the pace to set fastest times on 5 and 6 as he tried to gain on Sam Moffat whilst keeping Declan Boyle at bay. Despite a lack of power in his Fiesta WRC, or perhaps in spite of it, Boyle was pushing hard and taking some chances in his efforts to reel in Kelly. And having come within a second of him after stage 4, the gap was 6 seconds after stage 6.
Going into 3 right shiny in the 3 big cut. Absolute crest 170. Into the dip 100 in the chicane 4 wheels. That's the braking in there. That's the braking in there.
The bumps and jumps of Monaghan country roads were taking their toll on man and machine, and when his escort developed an oil leak on stage 4, Gary Kiernan decided to retire rather than risk a blown engine. Taking over the 2-wheel drive lead was fellow Cavan man Jonathan Pringle, who is up now to 7th overall in his 2.5 litre Mark II. Donegal's Damien Gallagher gained 2 places across the repeat loop as he climbed from 10th to 8th overall, 7 seconds off Pringle. Down to 3rd in the 2-wheel drive battle was Armagh's Damien Toner, who was a further 5 seconds behind. The junior contest concluded over the middle loop, and it proved an unlucky end for former leaders Jason Black and Jack McKenna, who slid their Starlet off the road on stage 4. Also out on the same stage was the Civic of Johnny Traynor and Adrian Foley. Jonathan Armstrong and Philip Mitchell brought their Vauxhall Nova to 3rd in the junior class. Michael Boyle and Dermot McCafferty maintained their lead of the junior class with the runner-up spot in Monaghan. But taking the junior win by 7.3 seconds were Brian Brady and Leonard Chute.
There's great competition in the juniors at the moment.
Good competition. Michael has a first, Johnny Traynor has a first, and I have a first now, and that's 3 rounds out. So Circle Munster will be interesting.
Back to the main field now, and things were really heating up in the Group N battle, where David Guest sustained some damage to his Evo 9 after an off-road moment on stage 4. He slid behind the Mitsubishi of Shane Maguire on stage 5, the margin just 0.4 of a second. The pair finished the middle loop, tying for the Group N lead.
Just tied there, it's kind of nip and tuck all day. Shane was 0.4 ahead starting the last one and we were 0.4 quicker, so we're tied there now, so it's fairly tight out there.
Shane, everyone's talking about tyre choice.
Yeah, that shower now is going to change things up, so it's going to be difficult, but we don't know what we're going to do. We'll have to make a decision here.
You're under pressure?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, bye.
It seems Shane's father Niall was in a quandary too, and there was a lot of head scratching over what tyres to choose for the final loop.
Niall, looking out there, the rain is falling. It's all about tyre choice.
That's for sure. I have 20 minutes to make up my mind what I'm going to do, to go on a slick or an intermediate. See, if I go on an intermediate and it gets dry, they'll go off in no length of time, you know what I mean? So maybe it'd be better having a slower time with the slick, and then maybe towards the end of the stages could get faster maybe. So we'll see what happens.
All eyes have turned to the sky here for the final loop of the Monaghan Stages Rally. Some parts of the stages have remained dry, while others have turned wet. Difficult driving conditions for all the crews.
Time to wrap up the class winners now, and taking maximum points in Class 1 were Stephen Reynolds and Derek McCarthy, who finished second in class on the day behind unregistered crew Martin Garrity and Conal Doherty. In Class 2, David Kelly and James Conwell took the top spot in their Citroen C2. Roger Kennedy and Wendy Blackledge won Class 3 in their Peugeot 306. In Class 4, Paul Barrett and Declan Tumulty finished a nervy event to take 4th in Group N. Neil and Ger Tohill took 3rd place in a top 3 dominated by Evo 9s. After a hard-fought battle for class win, David Guest and Paddy Robinson had to settle for the runner-up spot in Group N and 13th overall. 9.8 seconds off winners Shane Maguire and Dara Kelly, who finished 11th overall and claimed a popular home win in the production category.
Shane, it couldn't have been a tighter battle in Group N.
Yeah, it was such a tough day. It was nip and tuck all day, and then just then going out in the last loop, the wet roads and all that, they were so tricky, but just so delighted to be here.
There was a home win in Class 5 also, as Stephen Wright and Arthur Cairns took victory and finished 5th overall in the Fiesta R5. Kevin Barrett and Sean Mullally took 3rd in Class 7 in the Triton Subaru S14 WRC. It was a disappointing day for Roy White and James O'Brien, who finished 2nd in Class 7 and 6th overall in the Fiesta WRC. Niall Maguire's tyre choice proved good enough for the Class 7 win and 4th overall, with Enda Sherry on the notes in the Subaru S12B. There was a terrific tussle between two local crews for the Class 10 trophy, where John and Niall Kelly's Toyota Corolla eventually finished 5 seconds off winners Mickey and Ryan Brennan, who led the Sligo Pallets Border Rally Championship in the Vauxhall Nova. In Class 11F, Kieran and Anya Phelan scored maximum Triton points with 2nd in class, as class winners Donald Kelly and Shane Byrne aren't registered for the series. In Class 11R, it was good to see Anthony Hand back in action after a break from the sport, and he finished 2nd in class with Peter Deary calling the notes in the sideways escort.
And 60, long 2 right over the mud, only 60, and short 4 left. And 60, chicane right hand entry. Turn square right, round the bale, round the bale. Go. 1 left down the hill now, 60.
But taking the class win was fellow local crew Johnny Jordan and Gary McNairn, who finished 18th overall in the Starlet. Brian Armstrong and James Logue took 2nd in the Class 12 battle, just 0.6 of a second behind winners James Cassidy and Karen Kelly, who almost threw it all away on the second last corner of the last stage. In Class 13, local crew Mickey Conlon and Kieran McPhillips took 2nd place and finished 17th overall in their 2-litre Escort. But 13 seconds ahead and taking the Class 13 win was the starlet of fellow Monaghan crew David Moffat and Martin Connolly, who finished 16th overall. David finished ahead of his father Maurice Moffat, who brought his 2.5 litre Starlet to 6th in Class 14 and 19th overall with navigator Jason McKenna. Sadly, a puncture on the final loop caused some mechanical trouble for Adrian Hetherington and Ronan O'Neill, and they were forced to retire after a fine drive. Donegal crew John Bonner and Rory Kennedy overcame some early technical issues with their escort to claim the Triton Showers Drive of the Day award.
We enjoyed it, you know, the stages were fantastic. The weather made it a bit difficult, you know, but we're back in one piece.
Vivian Hamill took 5th in Class 14 and finished 12th overall with Andrew Grennan on the notes. Raymond Conlon and Darren McCaig took 4th in class and 10th overall on their home rally. Armagh's Damien Toner and Denver Rafferty went 24 seconds quicker to take 3rd in the two-wheel drive battle and 9th overall. 15 seconds further ahead in 8th was a similar machine of Damien Gallagher and Mac Walsh, who were runners-up in the two-wheel drive battle, just 9.2 seconds behind winners Jonathan Pringle and Paul Sheridan, who finished 7th overall.
It was a very, very tricky day. Tyre choices were really critical, and yeah, we pushed on after stage 3 and things started to roll for us.
In Class 15, Clonus crew Martin and Declan Tynan took victory in their Mitsubishi Lancer. In Class 20, it came down to 3 UK crews, and Scotsman David Hardy took 3rd place, with Irishman Thomas Hayes navigating in the Subaru Impreza. Another Scottish-Irish crew almost bailed out on the last stage, but Lee Hastings and Alistair Wiley held on to take 2nd in Class 20. But taking the Class 20 win by 7.4 seconds in the end were Andrew Dudgeon and Joseph Dooley, who had close calls of their own in the Mitsubishi Lancer. So to the overall podium finishers now, and Declan Boyle on a mission to wring every last drop out of his underpowered Fiesta. A risky business at the best of time, Declan was lucky to get away with this final stage mishap, and he did well to secure 3rd place in the end with cousin Brian on the notes. Let's hope the car is right for their next event. Runners-up Donna Kelly and Connor Foley set fastest time on the penultimate test and were hoping to do the same on the final stage to secure the power stage bonus point, but they just missed out by 0.2 of a second to overall winners Sam Moffat and Karen Atkinson. It was Sam's 3rd victory of his home event and his 3rd championship win in a row, so there was a warm welcome for him back at the Four Seasons Hotel in Monaghan town.
Sam, 3 wins from 3. What a start to your championship.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic start, and yeah, today the boys really pushed us hard and we had to really up the pace. So yeah, it was very good and just delighted to get the home rally win.
Donna, you were hunting and you were being hunted. Home in 2nd place.
Yeah, we would have taken it this morning, you know, given that we're in Sam's backyard and the form he's in. But thoroughly enjoyable, loved the event, great.
Declan, home in 3rd. I know you much prefer the top step.
Yes, we like the top step, but you know, in fairness, Sam's on a big pace there, definitely on a big pace. But we seem to be having some issues with the car. I'd like to get them ironed out first, making no excuses, but we do feel the car's down in power. But we definitely have to get this sorted for the next day out.
So with over 26 seconds to spare in the end, it was a convincing win for Sam Moffat and Karen Atkinson. And the win sees Sam extend his lead to the top of the championship leaderboard.
Sam Moffat takes a well-deserved win here in Monaghan and takes 3 wins from 3 in the overall Triton Series, and no doubt that this is a rally very close to his heart. Join us next time when we head to the Circuit of Munster. We'll see you then.